This man co-founded NASA and put America in space. But at night, he was performing blood rituals and trying to summon the Antichrist. His death was so mysterious that conspiracy theories still surround it today. This is the insane true story of Jack Parsons, the occult rocket man. And stick around because the way he died will blow your mind, literally. But first, let me tell you how a demon-obsessed teenager became one of America's most important scientists. Picture this, it's 1920s Los Angeles. While other kids are playing baseball, 12-year-old Jack Parsons is in his backyard making homemade gunpowder and blowing things up. His neighbors are terrified, but Jack, he's living his best life. See, Jack wasn't normal. His dad abandoned the family when he was young, leaving him lonely and obsessed with two things, rockets and the occult. He once told a friend that his biggest childhood dream was to call forth the devil and talk with him. Most kids want to be astronauts. Jack wanted to chat with Satan. Red flag number 1. Fast forward to the 1930s. Rocket science is considered complete fantasy, like trying to build a time machine. But Jack and his buddies don't care what people think. They call themselves the Suicide Squad because their rocket tests literally keep exploding in their faces. We're talking about guys who are mixing chemicals in their garage with zero safety equipment, praying they don't accidentally delete themselves from existence. But here's the crazy part, it works. By the 1940s, Jack co-founds the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. You know, JPL, the place that would eventually send rovers to Mars and put America in the space race. Without Jack Parsons, we might never have made it to the moon. Remember that, because it makes what happens next even more insane. So Jack's becoming this brilliant rocket scientist, right? But remember, he's still obsessed with the occult. And in the 1940s, he discovers Aleister Crowley. Literally known as the wickedest man in the world. Crowley's whole thing is sex magic, demon summoning, and basically doing everything your grandmother warned you not to do. And Jack? He's absolutely fascinated. Soon, Jack's leading these insane rituals at his mansion in Pasadena. Picture this, by day, he's in a lab coat calculating rocket trajectories. By night, he's leading drug-fueled orgies and trying to summon ancient gods. He genuinely believed that science and magic were just different paths to the same cosmic truth. Which sounds cool in theory, but in practice, well, keep watching. Now, Jack's personal life is about to get as explosive as his rockets. He's married to Helen Northrup, but then he meets her 17-year-old sister Betty. And Jack decides he needs to have her. So he just leaves his wife for her teenage sister. Claims it's destiny. His friends are like, dude, that's your sister-in-law. She's barely legal. But Jack doesn't care about normal rules. He thinks he's above all that. This decision is about to lead to the biggest betrayal of his life. In 1945, Jack meets this sci-fi writer named L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, that L. Ron Hubbard, the guy who would later create Scientology. They become best friends instantly. Together, they decide to perform something called the Babylon Working, a magical ritual designed to summon a goddess who would give birth to the Antichrist and transform all of humanity. Just normal Tuesday night activities, right? But here's where it gets brutal. Hubbard betrays Jack in the worst way possible. He runs off with Betty and steals thousands of dollars of Jack's money to buy a yacht. Imagine being betrayed by your best friend, losing your girlfriend, and getting robbed all at once. Jack was devastated. But the worst was yet to come. So Jack's performing occult rituals, hanging out with communists, and has access to America's most classified rocket technology. What could go wrong? Well, the FBI notices. They start investigating him, worried he might leak rocket secrets to foreign governments. His security clearance gets revoked, and his career in rocketry is basically destroyed. Think about this. One of America's brightest scientific minds goes from putting the country ahead in the space race to being unemployed and broke, all because he couldn't stop trying to summon demons. June 17, 1952. Jack is in his home lab, preparing chemicals for a new job in Mexico. He's trying to rebuild his life, get back into chemistry work. Suddenly, a massive explosion rips through the building. Neighbors come running and find Jack horribly injured, missing an arm, covered in burns, barely alive. He lives just long enough to whisper 4 words, "I wasn't finished." Then he dies. And nobody knows what really happened. Was it an accident with unstable rocket fuel? A CIA hit because he knew too much? A magical ritual that went horribly wrong? To this day, nobody has definitive answers. Here's the thing that blows my mind about Jack Parsons. To NASA, he's the forgotten father of rocketry, a brilliant scientist who helped put humanity in space. There are craters on the moon named after him. To occultists, he's a magician who tried to open gateways to other dimensions and nearly succeeded. To conspiracy theorists, he was silenced because he got too close to forbidden knowledge that powerful people didn't want revealed. The truth? Maybe all of these are partially correct. Or maybe none of them are. Jack Parsons lived like he was the main character in a movie that couldn't decide if it was a NASA documentary or a horror film. He helped put America in space while trying to bring demons to Earth. And he died in a way that's still unexplained 70 years later. What do you think really happened to Jack Parsons? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more stories about brilliant people who lived absolutely insane lives, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, history is way crazier than fiction.